Alright guys, let's continue on with my Saw franchise reviews and talk about Saw 5. One that, on rewatch, really surprised me. Let's just start with the beginning. The opening trap, with this guy having to crush his hands to have this pendulum stop swinging to cut him in half. That will cut him in half whenever it goes down far enough. He tries to stop it by crushing his hands, and he still gets crushed by the pendulum no matter what. Like, he still gets literally sliced in half, which I thought was, again, a horrible way to die. And I like how every sequel does this, where like they put in a trap at the beginning just to show all this gore and brutality. And it was very disgusting. And I like that the Strom character surviving being in a trap is cool, because you don't see that much. Like the Strom character who gets taken, and he gets, like, he has the water like box on his head where like he's gonna literally like drown, and then he grabs a pin and just does this thing. I forgot what the term is, but like where he can have a breathing apparatus in his throat to survive. But I thought that was very cool, because we don't see that in these movies. Like, I like that he survived right now in that moment. I thought that was really cool. And you know, by the end of the fourth movie, that Hoffman is the accomplice to Jigsaw, another one. And in this one, he gets a note, somebody telling him, "I know who you are." So there's a cat and mouse game playing during this trap, or during this set of traps that these people are in, which I think made this movie very interesting. And the main game is cool. Everyone has, like, are tied up on a chain at first, and it forces them to like pull with their own strength, and whoever makes it to the, like, who doesn't make it out will get decapitated, and only one person does. But it's just horrible to watch, and it's just pretty awesome. And I like how they have to work together in this set of traps. And the acting is fine from the trap people, except for the tweaker dude at first, which annoyed the hell out of me. But as the movie went along, he was not as annoying. But I thought that the main game was cool, and just it worked in a way where I just thought it kind of freshened it up a little bit. And I liked how John Kramer is in this movie again, even though he's dead. And we get a lot of backstory with Hoffman, which I think is actually really interesting. And I like that as well, because John and Hoffman eventually become partners in a way, but John realizes that Hoffman is copying his work, and he traps Hoffman and tells him that he doesn't want his work copied. And I also love that John tells him not to make traps where they are inescapable, which makes sense with the opening, where like the guy had the pendulum that cut him in half. It was Hoffman earlier in that movie where it reveals that, and like he's there doing these unavoidable traps, and then John Kramer says, "No, I want people to actually maybe get a chance to get out of it if they have the endurance and the will," which makes sense with John Kramer being that type of person, that type of person he is. And it also shows that Hoffman was also taught in a lot of the traps from the first couple films, which is cool. I did like how they connect that to that as well, even though, again, it's just one of those things with all these sequels where they bring in new characters and have them do all this stuff in the background that you don't see in the other movies. I think it's interesting, even though it gets kind of crazy. And also, I did like the fact that Jill is in this again. Like, she was in it in the last one, and I liked her again. I think she has good performance in these movies. I like how the traps are good, and I like how at the end of the game it's two characters left, and these characters who made it to the end realize that they have to work together, and they were chosen because they were all part of this building that got burnt down. But they realize the errors of their ways, and I did like that these two characters who made it through and win, I liked how they made it to be able to win. I thought that was good, because they had to put their hands in this box which has saws in it, and they have to lose a certain amount of blood to make it, to make the room open, I believe. And I like how they just, it's 5 pints of blood, and they both win. I think that's really cool. And I like how Strom and Hoffman, it's Strom who's the one who knows that it's Hoffman, he they have that final confirmation, which I think is really cool. And it's a cool twist, even like visually, even though it's a twist that's not the best twist overall, where like Hoffman and Strom are in that room and it says to stay out of the glass box. And of course, Strom throws Hoffman in it, but that was Hoffman's plan to go into that glass box to go down, and then the whole square area that Strom is in will crush him, and it does crush him to death. And I thought that that was a very cool, very well done, I think, twist ending, even though the twist was a little predictable as opposed to the first four. I think that twist was more, well, three I don't like the twist as much either, but, or the second twist, there's like two twists in three, but, and the twist I'm talking about in three is where Jeff and Lynn, you realize that they're, like, Jeff realizes that if Jigsaw, or if John Kramer dies, then Lynn will die, and we knew that as the audience, so I thought that was dumb in three. But in five, the twist is good, but it's just one that you kind of see coming, that like he flies into the box and that was his plan, Hoffman. So yeah, I did like the twist. I liked it more on a visual scale, like him getting in staying in the box going down underground, and then him watching the view of Strom getting crushed to death. That was such a cool ending. And I really just like how this one follows more of the backstory between Hoffman and John Kramer, and I think it's very interesting and just works very well. And I think this is one of the sequels that I like the most so far on rewatch, and I think that it's really cool. I think that this is a cool sequel. I think I like it a tad more than four, and I liked four a lot too. So yeah, I'm excited to watch Saw 6, which I keep having people tell me that it's really good and I haven't rewatched it in a while. So I'm excited to talk about that. This is my review for Saw 5. If you like this, tell me down below what you think of Saw 5. And check my description down below for all my social links. And thank you guys so much for watching.